So, fasting has all these amazing benefits, but let's be real. There's one major hurdle that stops almost everyone at some point: dehydration. And it's not just about feeling a little thirsty. There's a whole scientific process happening that can completely derail your progress and just make you feel awful. So today we're going to break down 5 science-backed ways to stay properly hydrated so you can fast longer and feel absolutely fantastic doing it. Okay, so let's get right into it. Why does fasting leave you feeling so parched? It's a great question because the answer is not as simple as you'd think. It's not just that you're not drinking, there's actually a deeper metabolic process going on in your body. Here's the key. When your body shifts into a fasted state, your insulin levels drop. Now that drop is like a signal to your kidneys to start flushing out excess water. But here's the catch. Along with that water, you're also losing critical minerals, your electrolytes, that are absolutely essential for keeping your cells hydrated. It's a real double whammy that can lead straight to fatigue, headaches, and that dreaded brain fog. So how do we fight back against this? Well, it starts with our very first rule, and it's a fundamental one. It's all about how you drink, not just what you drink. You see, your kidneys are incredible, but they have a hard limit. They can only process about 1 liter of water per hour. So if you try to chug a massive bottle of water all at once, your body simply can't absorb it effectively. Most of it just gets flushed right out. And guess what? It takes more of those precious electrolytes along with it for the ride. The much smarter strategy is to sip small amounts consistently, especially during your eating window. Think of it like a slow, steady drip feed for your body's cells. This method gives them the time they actually need to absorb the fluid, making sure that water is put to good use instead of just taking a quick trip through your system. Okay, moving on to our second rule, which builds perfectly on the first. Hydration isn't just about what's in your glass, it's also about what's on your plate. During your non-fasting periods, you really want to load up on foods that have a super high water content. I'm talking about things like watermelon, cucumbers, and even avocados. These foods are fantastic because they're packed with water, but also fiber and nutrients, which helps your body hold on to that hydration for much, much longer than plain water ever could. This brings us to a really cool concept called structured water. Now, the water inside these natural foods is thought to be arranged in a more organized way, which makes it more bioavailable. What does that mean in simple terms? It means your cells can absorb and use this kind of water way more efficiently. You get a deeper, more effective hydration. And this brings us to a topic that is so often overlooked when we talk about hydration: electrolytes. You can literally drink all the water in the world, but if you don't have the right mineral balance, you will not stay truly hydrated. Now, here's a fascinating and honestly a little bit scary fact. During a fast, the mineral stores inside your cells can get seriously depleted. But here's the kicker. Your blood tests might still look completely normal. That's because your body is pulling those minerals out of your cells to maintain balance in the blood, which masks a much deeper deficiency. So let's break down the big 3. Sodium is the king of fluid balance. When it's low, you get those classic dehydration headaches and dizziness. Then you have potassium, which is critical for your muscles. Ever get cramps while fasting? Yeah, that's probably low potassium. And finally, magnesium is the powerhouse for your energy. When that's low, you just feel weak, and it can even make your potassium loss worse. Thankfully, the solution here is beautifully simple. Adding just a tiny pinch of a good quality sea salt to your water can make a world of difference. Or you could opt for a sugar-free, zero-calorie electrolyte supplement. The key is just making sure it won't break your fast while giving your body the exact minerals it's crying out for. All right, we've talked a lot about what to add in. Now let's talk about what you might need to limit. I like to call these the liquid thieves. On one side, we've got our heroes: water, broth, electrolyte drinks. But on the other side, we've got things that can really work against us, especially when you have too much. Caffeinated and sugary drinks can act as diuretics, basically pulling water out of your body. And you've got to watch out for those really salty meals right before a fast. They're just a recipe for feeling parched a few hours later. Now, let's add a little nuance here, because your morning cup of black coffee isn't automatically the enemy. As the Mayo Clinic points out, for a moderate amount, the water in the coffee pretty much balances out the diuretic effect. The key word there is moderate. High doses can definitely be dehydrating, so a really smart habit to get into is just to follow your coffee with an extra glass of water, just to be safe. And finally, our 5th rule is maybe the most important one of all. You have to learn to listen to your body. It is giving you constant feedback if you just know what to look for. This is the easiest and most reliable biohack you have. Forget complex tests. Just check your urine color. You're aiming for a pale, straw-like yellow. If it's dark, that is a clear signal your body is conserving water and you are already behind. And if it's completely clear all the time, you might actually be overhydrating and flushing out too many of those good electrolytes. Let's geek out on some brain science for a second because this is so common. The hypothalamus in your brain is basically the command center for both hunger and thirst. And when you're dehydrated, it can get its wires crossed. It can actually send out a hunger signal when what your body really needs is water. This is exactly why you might suddenly feel starving when you're actually just thirsty. And this is so important to remember. Thirst is not the first sign of dehydration, it's one of the last. The early warning signs are much more subtle. Things like brain fog, dry lips, feeling tired, or like we just talked about, a sudden hunger pang. Please don't wait until you're feeling parched to reach for your water. So let's do a rapid-fire recap of your new hydration toolkit. Rule 1, sip, don't gulp. 2, eat your water. 3, master your minerals. 4, dodge those liquid thieves. And number 5, read the signs your body is sending you. Putting these 5 tips into practice is going to make a massive difference in your fasting experience. It'll boost your energy and your focus, so you've got the practical side covered. But that brings up a bigger question, doesn't it? What about the mental game? What's the biggest challenge you face when you fast? Think about that as you move forward. Stay hydrated and stay focused.